Welcome to Microsoft Power Apps training videos. In this video, we'll discuss what are the forms available in the Power Apps, how to connect with the SharePoint list and add the SharePoint list data into a forms. And also we'll see the galleries as well, how we can represent the data in the galleries and what type of galleries are available. And also we'll try to perform the CRUD operations in SharePoint list from the Canvas application. So for that, I'm going back to this make.powerapps.com. We'll try to create a blank canvas app from here. Click on this blank canvas and click create. Here we'll give a name as CRUD operations. So which is nothing but create, read, update and delete operations. And here I am taking this tablet format. Click create. In the previous videos we were discussed about a couple of user controls, how we can utilize those, and here also we'll try to add few of the user controls. And for that I'm going back to insert. So when we go to the insert option here, it is asking for the feedback. I'll do it later. When we go to the insert, we have couple like we discussed about labels, buttons and text inputs, and we have the gallery and we have the forms. We'll come back to the galleries. First we'll try to add the forms. When you click this forms, you can see the statement from Microsoft. Let's users edit existing fields and add new rows to the data source and set its properties to determine how this form looks and behaves. We have two options. One is the edit form, another one is a display form. The edit form we discussed just now, and a display form which only display the fields from a data source in a read-only form, so which means you cannot able to edit, and set its properties to determine how this form looks and behaves. So you can modify it, you can apply some background color, you can apply the font colors, whatever the way you can able to define, you can able to define from the properties that we'll see. First I'll put only one form in this, and I'm trying to modify the form based on our requirement. I don't want to add multiple forms here. Here we only have two, but actually we have three. So one would be a new form, another one would be a edit form, and the last one would be the view form or a display form, we can say. Now I'll insert a edit form here, and I'll design like this. I'll keep it like this. Okay, now here in the top I just want to give some label to this, and I have a list name called products, so I'll give a header as products. Okay, I'll give something like this 32. We'll make this as bold, and then we'll apply some background color. We'll try to apply the font color as well as white. Now I'll make this in center. Okay, done. So we'll come back to this. Now the first property is a data source. When I click this one, I don't have a data sources. Now see the tables which are into Dataverse. Now we don't have a SharePoint one here. So you can go to connectors, and here you can scroll down and you can see there is a SharePoint option. In the previous session we tried to add from here, as well as you can able to add from here also. If you add here or if you add here, there is no difference between these two, but here in the data source we are not added any data source from the data, so that's why it is showing these options. You can select this SharePoint and select the connection which you want to connect with, and so if you know the site address, that would be fine, or otherwise you can search from here. So what I'll do is I'm going back to this modern communication site. Here I have a list name called products, and I want to utilize this list to perform the CRUD operations. I'm copying the URL, like it about it. No, it's not here. We'll try to refresh this. I'll try to copy once again, paste the URL here, and try to connect it. Now it will show all the lists which are available inside this modern communication site. Now we want to work with this products list. So select that one, then click connect. So once we connect with this one, and it will add the columns into our form. Now we have title, we have camera, we have TV, we have mobile. So instead of this one, actually I have taken this from the countries. I am taking average prices of it from each and every country. So I don't want this attachments to be here, and here in this form, and the columns were, the first option is data source, we connected already. The second option is columns, and which is in a 3-column format. If you want to have 2-column format, you can change this one to the 2-column format. Now we have these 4 columns available inside this form. Now this looks like a new form. When you select this one, the default mode of the form is edit. When you click this one, you can able to see 3 options. One is edit form, another one is a new form, the third one is view form. So as per the SharePoint list also, we will have 3 different forms. One is a new form to add the data, another one is a edit form to update the existing data, the last one is a view form to display the data. And here we have a layout which is actually using a vertical layout, which means like this. And if you want to use this like horizontal, you can go with this. Now you can have this title, and in front of that you will see the text box and the camera, and you can able to see the text box. So like this you want to go, you can able to apply like this. So now it is in a now it is in a horizontal fashion. Now we have the visibility, so if you want to off it, you can off, but we already tried this one. If you off, so the form will not display there. If you on, the form will be available. The position which is actually starts 0th position from the x-axis and 84th position, because we have a label from the y-axis, and this is the size. If you want to increase or decrease the size, you can able to do that, and if you want to increase the height and width, you can able to do that as well. Now we have this products one. Now we have added the form. Now we'll try to add another screen to this application. To add another screen to this application, we have this new screen option, and when you click this new screen, you can able to see a different type of screens are available. So we'll discuss about this different type of screens in the upcoming videos, but we'll try to add a blank screen here. Now I want to copy from the screen one. I have the products header here. I want the same product header to be available in my next screen, so you can able to use a copy paste option. Now I'm going here and I'm trying to paste it. Now it is pasted here. Now in this screen, I want to add a gallery. So to add a gallery, here when you click this one, you can able to see a different type of galleries are available. A vertical gallery is available, horizontal gallery is available, and flexible height is available, blank vertical, blank horizontal, and blank flexible height also available. Now I'll just take this blank vertical one first, and then later based on the requirement we'll use different galleries. Now if you add the gallery also, it is asking to select a data source. Now the data source, again I'm selecting this products. So when I select this products, which is actually a blank gallery, so that's why you cannot able to see any data here, because which is a blank gallery, it already contains a data source, but still it is a blank gallery, you cannot able to see anything here. So for that, what we have to do is, here after this data source, you will see an option name called fields. When you click this edit, now controls you add will show up here. So the edit fields also not available here. So for that, what we have to do is, now I'm taking a label inside this gallery. If I click this one, the label is adding outside the gallery, so which will not display anything here. So to select that, we have to select this portion of it, and then you can select the label. So once you select a label, the label will be available under this gallery. Now almost I have 4 different type of properties. Now I have a title, camera, TV, and mobile. I'll take this one as title here, and I'll take one more label, and which is a camera. You can keep it like this. And after that I want to add one more label, so which would be the cost of TV. I'll put it like this, and then I'll put one more label here, and which is cost of mobile. So I'll select this one, I'll minimize the height of it, and select the gallery and maximize the height of the gallery. Now in this gallery we don't have any separator. Now I'll try to put one separator here in the from the icons, so you can able to see a separator line in this one. I'll see, do we have any separator line? So if we have a, yes, we have a horizontal line option. I'll take this horizontal line. Okay, now in this horizontal line the position is fine, and I'll change the height to 15, and I'll change the width to 1200. Okay, so now the separator is not looks so good here. Okay, we'll try to change this one to 5. Okay, this is not working as expected. I'll remove this one, and okay, what we'll do is we'll apply some border so we can able to understand each and every line separately. Okay, now we have the border for the gallery, and yeah, we have the border for the complete gallery, but I want a separator between this. So for that we'll see a bit later. So meanwhile we'll try to apply some icons here to update the items and to add the items. To add the items, what I'll do is I'll take this add symbol outside of the gallery because I want to add the data. So I'll keep this one here, and which looks better. I'll add a label after this one. We'll give it a name as add new data. Or we'll change this one to new item. We'll increase the font size. We'll make this as bold, and we'll try to change this to white. Okay, this one is available here to add the data. Now we have the existing data, and I need edit button to edit the existing data. I'll keep it here, and then I want a view item as well, and I also want a delete option. I'll keep the delete in the last position, and then I'll take a view item as well. I'll take this view one. Okay, we are almost done, but I want to increase the size of these labels. I'm selecting all these labels. We'll make it somehow 80 so it looks better. Done. Now we have this gallery to show the data. Now we have the data which is appearing here, and also if you add any data and I want to show up that data also here. So now we have implemented screen 2, we have implemented screen 1. So if you enter some data from the screen 1, like I want to move to the screen number 2 to show up in the gallery, so for that I want a button here to save the data. Now I'm adding a button here, and this button I'll put here, and then I'll change this one to save item. We'll increase the size of this, and The font size of this, which is 15, now I'll increase to 18. Now I'll put some one more button here, and here we'll discuss about how to navigate between the pages as well. So for that, I'm changing this to cancel. We're done, and then we'll increase this to 18. Okay, now we have two buttons, and when I try to run this one, this form will not display anything, no items to display. Why this is not displaying anything? Because and this is in a edit mode, so that's why it is not showing anything. If you change it to new, so then if you run this one, now this will be visible. Now we'll try to write some formulas here. On the save item, I'm selecting, so there is a event named as onSelect. Here in the onSelect, I'll write something called submit form. So when I type this submit form, it will ask us to enter a parameter here, which is nothing but a form. Now we have a form here. The form name is form1. You can able to see the form name here is form1. Then I'll close this one, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to reset the form. I'll try to reset the form, so which means if you reset the form, all the user controls, all the controls which you entered will clear it out. And I want to navigate to screen number 2, so I'll type navigate, and then I'll type screen 2. Now up to here we are done, and we have a cancel button, and here also when somebody clicks cancel, I want to navigate to screen 2. Now up to here we are done, and now what we'll do is now we'll test this one, how this data is saving back to a SharePoint list. We'll test it out, and then we'll come back and we'll see how other things will work. Now I'm running this one here, title, and I'll give a country name here, and then we'll try to give a values to or a cost to the camera, cost to the TV, cost to the mobile. So for that, I'm entering a country name called Canada. Price, I'll give something called 1600 Canadian dollars, and here which is 2300, and mobile price will give 2000 rupees. Now when I hit this save item, now earlier we have total 5 countries. Now we have India, US, UK, Singapore, and France. Now we are trying to add Canada here. When I click this save item, now the data will save, and now you can able to see the 6th item is available in the gallery. The Canada is available here. Now we have the cost, everything is available. Now here in the new item we have not written anything, so we'll try to write the code for the new item from here as well. So for that, what I'm trying to do is I'll select this icon, and in the onSelect event, so which is false, now I'll write a navigate formula here, navigate, and where you are going, and it is asking for the target. The navigate have a different type of properties, but the initial format, like initial parameter, is a target. I'll select that as screen 1. I want to go to screen 1, so when I go back to the screen 1, I want the form which is available here should be in the new mode. So for that, what I'm trying to write here is new form, and then which would be the form 1. I'll close this one. Now we'll try to run this. So when we click this plus symbol, now the form is available to enter the data. Now we have the same type of columns, and this point of time I'll give a name as Brazil, and then cost, which I'm entering like 7,500, and which is 8,200, and the mobile is 1,900. Now when we click this save item, again it will add the data into the gallery. Of course, when you go to the SharePoint list also, you can able to see the items. The Canada is available, and the Brazil also available. Now the data is stored there, and it is returning back to our gallery also. Now the gallery is filled it out. Now when you hit this one, when you hit this one, when you hit this one, nothing gonna happen, because we are not written any formulas for editing the items. and we are not written anything for the view item also, and we are not written anything for the delete item. Now I'm closing this one. I'll click OK. Now first we'll try to write a formula to remove the data, or we'll move it to the trash. So we have this option here. Now in the on select we don't have anything. Now what I'm trying to do is there is a specific formula to delete the items, that is called remove. So when you write remove, and the first parameter it is asking for the collections. The collections we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. Of course, now this point of time the SharePoint list also a collection of data. Now we can able to give a SharePoint list name because we already have that sorry, in our data connections. I'm selecting this products. Then the next one, it is asking for the item. Here instead of passing a item, now I'm just trying to give this item dot id. So when I try to pass this item dot id, now this formula is not satisfied because the item, you are taking the id of the item from this gallery, but it is throwing an error. The function remove has some invalid arguments because this item will not able to identify from the product. So for that you have to write a lookup formula here. I'm writing lookup, and when you open the parenthesis of the lookup, and it will ask the source. The source is nothing but products list again, and here I want to compare the id with the current item id. So for that I just passed id, and then now I'm typing this item dot id, and then I'm closing the formula. Now we don't have any error here. Now errors are resolved. Now you don't have any error. So the remove formula asks for your collection, and it asks for the item. Now I have passed a record. Just before we just passed the id, and the lookup returns a record. Now see, data type is record, and it is also expecting a record. Now this issue is resolved. Now we'll try to run this. Now there is couple of items for there. Now I'm trying to delete the third item here from this button. So now when I click this one here, it will remove from the source. Now when you come back, now we have UK, but it will delete once you refresh the page. Okay, still it is available. We'll wait for a while. Okay, now the UK item is not available here. We are successfully deleted the item from the Canvas app. Now we have two different type of buttons. One is for edit the existing item, another one is to view the existing item. So for this one, what I'm doing is I'll click OK. Now I'll declare two global variables. We'll discuss the global variables in the upcoming videos, but we'll try to use a global variable declaration here on the onSelect event of this icon. So for that there is a specific formula named it as set, and open parenthesis, and then here you have to give a variable name. I'm just giving a name as item id comma, and it is asking for the value. Now the value I'm passing is this item dot id, which means it will take the id of this item. Now I am closing this one, and use the semicolon to separate the formulas. And here after this one, now when a user hit this one, I want to navigate back to the screen one, and in the form which I added in the screen one, I want to show the data. So for that I am typing navigate here, and once you type navigate, it will ask for the target. The target is screen one directly, and then what I want is, I want my form would be in the edit mode. So that's why we have to type this edit form, and then the data I want to show here in the form one. I'll close this one. Before running this one, I'll jump back to the screen one. In the screen one, when you select the form, we have a couple of properties we have discussed here, and also there is a property name called item for the form. I'll select that one currently, which is empty. We don't have anything here in the item property. So here I want to pass that global variable which I declared. So for that, if I directly pass this item ID, it will not allow, because this one also expecting a record. It is not expecting the number. See, the data type is number, but what it is expecting, it is expecting a record. So for that, again I am writing lookup formula here, and then the source is products list, and the condition here I'm passing is id. Id is a unique number, so that's why it will take id equal to the global variable which we declared. Now it returns a record. Now it returns a record. If you click this one, so we are not identifying anything yet, but so there is no error here. So when you run this one, I'll click this cancel one, so it will redirect to the screen 2. In the screen 2, I have implemented for edit. So when I click this one, now I can able to see the title is India, the camera cost is 1300, TV cost 2200, and mobile is 2800. I'll change this one to 3300, and I'll change this one to 23,000. And when I hit this save item now, which is in a edit mode, now when I hit this save item, now I am expecting, so this will change. Now India, this is a camera cost I think 23,000 and 2200 and 3300. These two things we changed, and the things are happening here. And the same way, when you come back to here also, when you try to refresh this SharePoint list, you can able to see the output which we updated, and it's not updated yet, but definitely it will update, and we can able to see the output. Now you can able to see the camera cost is changed, and the mobile cost also changed. This way you can able to update any one of the item. Like I want to update this Canada. If I click this one, it is changed, it will change to Canada, and camera is 1600, and TV is 2300, and mobile is 2000. Now I'll change this one to 4200, and then camera I'll change to 18,000 rupees, and then click save item. That will save. And finally we left off with this view item option. This is also same like an edit one, so we'll use the same formula from here, or you can use the or you can again write same type of formula here. I'll write this set, and I'm opening this parenthesis. Here I'll take the same item ID, so we can able to update the variables which you declared. Here again I'm using this item.id, and then close it. And again I'm just writing navigate to screen 1, and then close it. Use one more thing here. I want new form with the form 1. Okay, we are almost done with this as well. You don't need to go back to the screen 1 and write item, because we are passing the same ID. So when we click this one, now it is in view mode. You cannot able to modify anything. And if I click cancel, and then if I click this one, and you can able to see which is a Brazil. If you click cancel, and if you hit this Canada in edit mode, now you can able to see in edit mode. And if you click this Brazil, and you can able to see this one is edit mode. And if you want to add a new data, when you click this one, and this fields would be empty, and you can add the data, and you can use this save item button, and it will save the data back. So this way you can able to perform the CRUD operations. Now we are able to read the data, read the complete data, and also we can able to create it. And here for a single record you want to view, or you want to read, you can able to use this one. And if you want to edit or update any existing record, you can able to use this icon. And if you want to delete the existing records which is already created, you can able to use this one. So this is very simple functionality, and you can able to use gallery, you can able to use a forms to do this one. And we just used a few of the other formulas also here to navigate between the screens, and we have used a global variable to declare the values or to take the values from one screen to another screen. In the upcoming videos, we'll discuss more about how we can utilize these galleries and how we can utilize these forms more effectively.